2022 Town of Dudley Conservation Commission meeting is now in session. First, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Hey, first, members, state your name for your attendance record, please.
Samantha Costello.
Richard Angelevich.
Stuart Slingo. Fran Mikulajczyk.
Thank you. Let the record state that our consultant, Matt Morrow, is with us live. Okay, first on the agenda is a notice of
Hey,
intent.
Dickie, can we have the video turned on the iPad?
Hang on, Matt.
Okay, thank you.
There we go. All set? You okay, Matt?
Beautiful, thank you.
Okay. Okay, first on the agenda is a notice of intent for 121 Old Selfridge Road, Eric Riley. This is a public hearing. I will open the public hearing for 121 Old Selfridge Road at 6:26 p.m. Is somebody here representing Mr. Riley? Yes. You want to come
Yes,
forward,
hi,
please?
I'm Diane from Field Resources. I'm here this evening with the O'Reillys. I know I believe they're in front of you.
Okay,
And
thank you.
I apologize.
Thank you.
And Dickie, I'm gonna put the plan up on the screen so it shows on the big TV as well.
I can share as well if that's of any help.
Okay, if that's fine, I'll enable you to share. Hold on. Okay, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay, I just open that. See, so screen. Okay, do you see the plan in front of you?
It's coming up now. Yep, there we go.
Okay. So again, Diane from Field Resources. I'm here with the O'Reillys. Well, Eric and Michelle are, I believe, in front of you there in the audience. They, again, are proposing an addition at 121 Old Southbridge Road in Dudley, obviously. So the plan here, we have the existing single-family home with a little shed and a deck with the typical driveway, lawn, plantings, with riverfront to the southerly side here, which is associated with the river. We have a proposed two-story garage that's on the easterly side of the house, where the existing shed and deck would be removed. Addition will bring the house a little bit closer to the wetlands, though not the closest disturbance, as there is an existing parking area, again, which is down here closest to the riverfront. For the proposed work, we do have a stockpile area for any loose soil during construction. We have erosion control here to accommodate for any loose soils, to avoid any erosion into the wetland area or the riverfront area. The existing lot is currently 55, a little bit more than 55,000 square feet. The disturbance that we'd be adding to the site, I believe we have an additional, just slightly over 700 square feet of impervious for the proposed work. It's a pretty straightforward project. I'm not sure if anybody has any questions. Unfortunately, at this point, we do not have a DEP number, though we did follow up with Judith, but we have not heard back from her yet today, which I'm assuming we're not going to. So with that, I will open it up to any questions that the commissioners may have.
Board, any have any questions? Matt, you have any comments?
I don't have any issues with this plan. I'm just waiting for the DEP number, just to see if they have any comments. But, you know, I reviewed the wetland area, I reviewed the lot, I reviewed the plans. There was a minor change in the NOI that I asked the applicant to make, which they did. I have no issues. It's fairly standard. I think a standard order would cover it, but we're gonna have to continue until DEP issues their number. And if they have no technical comments, then I wouldn't even see any reason for the applicant of Field Resources to come back. But I'll keep you updated as we get the number.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Any issues to address, we'll address them in between the meeting if we get the number soon enough. And then you guys would have to come back to talk about that. But I honestly don't see anything that would change this based on comments I've seen from DEP in the past, so.
Okay. Thank you, Matt.
Yep.
Matt, should we get a letter from the consultant requesting that they have a continuance till our next meeting?
I'm sorry, Dick, I didn't hear you.
I said, should we get a letter from their consultant with the request to continue the public hearing to the next meeting?
Yeah, can Field Resources just send us like an email
Yeah.
saying it's okay to continue?
Oh, absolutely. I can send an email, right after the meeting, accepting the continuance until the DEP number is issued.
Okay. Are there any abutters here to 121 Southbridge Road?
It's 121 Old Southbridge Road.
121 Old Southbridge Road?
Yep.
No? No abutters, Matt? Okay, so
I'm
we're just gonna
having difficulty
continue.
hearing.
I make a motion that we continue the public hearing for 121 Old Southbridge Road.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion is made and seconded to continue the public hearing for 121 Old Southbridge Road. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Unanimous. Okay, so she's gonna email you a letter, okay?
Okay, well, again, I thank you for your time this evening, and I will send an email after I log off. And I will check in with you once I do see the DEP number, though. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, nice job.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda is a continuance of the enforcement order for 160 Pierpoint Road for Gail Martin. Matt?
Good evening.
Matt? Hello?
Matt?
Did we lose him?
Are you still there?
So do we have the applicant present?
Yes, Matt, the applicant is present. Just so you know, their engineer, Mr. Balsowitz, is here, and the contractor, Mr. Dukevich, is here also. Did you hear that, Matt?
Yeah, and is he gonna start, or did you want me to start?
Go ahead, you can start.
Okay. So I looked over the plans. I also had a conversation with the engineer. It looks like the actual wall, based on the as-built plan, is actually set back in. So it's not farther out into the lake. However, it appears that some of the riprap actually goes out farther than the limits of the existing wall. which wouldn't have been allowed. It looks like the steps are, because of the way the wall was built, the steps look a lot different than what was there. And from what I'm understanding in my conversation with the engineer, and he can confirm this, those are gonna be readjusted. And, you know, he can chime in on that when I'm done. What I'm looking at is the area that's outside of the footprint of the wall, where the riprap goes out, is going to have to be removed. The riprap that's in there, that's behind where the existing wall is, and where the wall is now built in the as-built, it's gonna need an amendment to the order of conditions. So what I'm recommending is that the applicant put in to reopen the public hearing, to reestablish the limits of the permit, to come up with a mitigation plan for the stone. I believe that there was a addition to the plan also for the boat ramp to do a paver trail, which is allowable under our bylaw for an existing lot. But again, that's going to require an amendment to the order of conditions. So the applicant would have to basically submit a narrative as to what the changes would be proposed under the order of conditions for an amendment, re-advertise, re-notify the abutters, and send the copies of the amended changes to DEP.
Okay,
Because as is procedure, they were copied on the enforcement order. I did have a conversation with them, so they're gonna wanna see the amendments to the plan.
okay, you're talking DEP now wants to see that, correct?
I'm sorry, what was that, Dickie?
I said you're saying DEP wants to see what the
Well, when I
amendments are
spoke
gonna be to the
DEP,
plan.
They said changes in the plan would require an amendment to the order of conditions.
Okay,
Because this goes beyond just the simple scope of enforcement and remediation. There's additions to the plan. So an amendment would be appropriate.
okay. So he has the as-built here in front of us? That shows where the existing wall was and where the new wall is now? So what you're telling their engineer is that he just has to file for an amendment to this existing order of conditions, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did you understand that, Mr. Balsowitz? Yeah?
If I may, you have a colored copy of
Yes.
there?
Yep.
Just to emphasize what's here, is the red is the existing wall today.
Yep.
The green line is the old wall that was removed. And the blue shaded area is the riprap beyond the wall.
Beyond the wall, correct.
And he had commented on the step. The step today looks worse than before. However, it's 5 inches into the property. So the old step, which was in line with the wall pretty much within a couple inches, this step is back, even though it looks like it's protruding out. But that's gonna be removed, and we're gonna fix those stairs coming down to the water. Oh, and just so you know, another couple things. You could see, on this plan, we show the 2 trees to be planted.
Yep,
We show, the patio there hatched,
yep,
landscaping around the patio, and a walk going up to the back door steps.
okay.
And there'll be lumen seeded alders, it's disturbed areas.
Yeah, are any abutters here? Does anybody want to see the copy of the plan? We only got one copy, so.
No, I have a copy here.
He's got another one right here.
This line here was the existing wall before. This shaded area here is the new wall here. The blue shaded area is where the end of the riprap is in relation to the new wall, so it's out here. Okay?
Yeah.
So, this is the area we're talking about, just removing the riprap right here.
All of that? Okay, how much riprap is gonna stay?
Whatever the difference would be
Just
from
a
here.
quick question for the engineer. How, if all this riprap needs to be put in there, how come it wasn't in the plan in the first place? You've got over there for riprap on the corner by St. Joe's house, only. It says right there, only. And we end up with, that's what started this whole thing.
The
The
reason,
moment is riprap across the whole piece of property.
through the chairman, the reason why we show the riprap on the southerly portion of the property is because there was riprap there, and it started washing away and undermining. So all they did was place a little more riprap to protect the slope.
I get that.
The riprap, what was your other question?
You don't show riprap on the wall itself.
That's not,
What happens is people come into my office and wanted me to show walls to put on a plan to go to Conservation Commission for approval. I have no idea what type of block they're using. Some blocks require the riprap, other blocks do not. A poured-in-place concrete wall that I believe you have, you don't have any riprap. And once they provided documents as far as what the contractor had to put in, he abided by the manufacturer's standards for that particular wall.
But how come it wasn't put on the print?
Because the print was approved.
I watched the meeting when
The print was approved prior
you
to.
talked about the wall. It's a nice wall.
yeah,
You know,
beautiful.
you talk about it can move 3 or 4 inches. I saw you on the meeting. That's why I never came opposed. Nothing I saw. It's a nice wall.
The,
And then I come home and it got stone.
well,
stone
like I'm saying, when I designed or prepared these plans, I called for a wall. The manufacturer that they picked, the, what's it, Uniblock?
Recon.
Recon, I believe I gave the board copies of the sheets. Recon requires for that particular wall to put stone in the front for wave action.
No, I get it. Yeah.
And so they, and on my plan, I call for by the manufacturer's standards, which the wall is designed by them structurally, and they require stone in front of it, so.
But not that amount.
Should have been something on the plan saying that that's a possibility.
How much stone do they require in front of the block?
I don't know, I don't even call for a dimension on the schematic.
I believe it indicates from high water mark to low water
It
mark.
says 3 feet, no, 1.6. That's what it says.
It's one point, what detail are you looking at? And what I did for the board also, you can see, I did 3 cross sections. Cross section AA, which happens on the northerly portion of the wall, and I just arbitrarily picked a point. Cross section PP is right through the stairs and up through the patio, and section CC is by the boat entrance. And you can see that in section AA, the riprap extends 1.6 feet plus or minus beyond the old wall.
I could see it in the ocean.
We have
Yeah,
shown
and that's fine. I get it right along the bottom, but that's not what's there, right?
This
You
is,
admit
this is what's there.
That's not what they put in.
It's the only place.
No, it
No,
extends,
that's why they're in, that's.
Yeah, no.
We had the enforcement order.
I just want to
Yeah.
clarify, that's what started this whole thing. If it was just, along the base,
We all had, all our waters way down.
as far as the
They don't
stairs,
have any.
that's up to Gail. She
No
likes the
shoreline.
stairs coming up instead of in, because that's not the stairs that are on the print.
No shoreline at all.
You know.
We have shoreline. Everybody has shoreline. It doesn't look natural. Everybody else, and we're all repairing our walls. I don't have a problem. I like the wall. And if I can get riprap, good. If everybody else does, don't bring your boat out. I'm serious.
Because as far as the stairs and stuff, that's personal
up to them.
preference. I don't think they're gonna last sticking out in the lake like that, but,
Well, they're changing, that's what they're here for, is the amendment to that, because
But that's-
he
So
stated
they can
that
get away with
they're
what
gonna
they
take
did.
this stairway out and redo it.
Yeah.
From what it is.
Yeah.
And as stated, the riprap that's out beyond what was given permission to by us
Oh, yeah.
is gonna have to, come out,
Yeah,
Okay?
back to their original, where the original wall was.
With riprap.
yeah, so like a foot.
Well,
for the riprap.
this is the wall that's there now, right here.
Yeah, yeah,
This is the existing wall. The riprap can stay between here
yeah.
and the front of this, where the old wall was, which he has here on this print. This blue shaded area,
Yeah, so just that wedge.
that white, whatever's here is gonna have to come out.
I get it.
You know,
It just seemed like an excessive amount of,
Well, once you
Or
have it in there,
stone,
now you gotta make
you know,
amendments, you know,
you- when
amendments
you-
at that
when you
point,
Well, that's,
you know? And that's too bad that it had to
no, I
start.
get it, I know.
yeah, how, they did nothing wrong by doing what they did here because they came in front of us for, and we gave permission to redo their wall.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Now, they had their wall
According to
designed,
your
which,
plans.
what Stevie was saying. So when the wall was redesigned, when the wall was designed, the engineer says, this is the wall you're gonna put here, and we were gonna put riprap, but you just went a little too far out with the riprap, that's what they did.
Yeah, but it was not,
know?
I think it was never in the print in the first place.
Right,
And
but-
and I get it, you know,
But it didn't have to be because they could only go out as far as what this is.
yeah. No, I
This
know.
is our jurisdiction right here, this is where our jurisdiction ends, right here at the high water mark. What they did here, this is gonna be, we're gonna make, at some point, this is probably gonna have to be removed here.
Yeah, no, I get it,
Okay.
I don't have a problem with that, it's just.
But as far as what they designed for the wall, we can't tell them what kind of wall they can
Oh,
put
no,
up,
no, no,
you know?
no.
Understandable.
It's just, I get your
Understandable.
point, what you're saying,
Well, because I knew she was gonna put a wall, I came down, I looked at the print, I said, well, it's a nice wall. So when came to the meeting and stuff, I didn't bother coming.
yeah?
So then they built a wall, I come home, and looks like I'm pulling
looks-
at the Galilee with
yeah.
a boat, you know? It's excessive, is what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah, so now what they gotta
As
do
far
now,
as the stairs, that's her headache,
Yeah.
if the stairs fall apart, yikes, that's not my problem. But, the stairs going out.
but the
looks like
amendments,
They're gonna change
is that
it.
they gotta file the amendments?
Yeah.
We're gonna send them to the DEP, look for their comments.
No, that's it.
DEP may not have any comments, they may say, yeah, just take the riprap out,
Yeah.
and that's,
No, that's fine.
Gonna be
You know,
extent,
I'm not
you
looking to
know.
cause anybody any trouble, it's just,
no,
you know,
It's not
it
personal.
was just excessive. You know,
so like I says, they're gonna file for the amendment,
somebody thinks it's funny.
they're gonna have
Well,
to
that's the way
notify.
to go about it, is, you know, get this done and then revise and amend. Good for the lakes.
Yeah. All right, no, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, thank you.
So we all know when it's taped how much we actually have to take out, so we don't have to run into this problem again. I just know that a certain measurement hasn't been,
Which is what he has on the print here.
I just know that it hasn't been said out loud, that's all I'm just a little bit leery about, that we'll end up back in this situation if we take one step out.
According to what Steve put down, it's a foot and a half plus or minus. Is that correct?
And the reason through the chair, the reason why I put plus or minus, you know what it is to locate ripraps. You know, it goes out a little bit and a little bit. I would say if we were to remove about a foot and a half in the areas where it shows the most, which is from the beginning of the wall, most northerly section, to the stairs, and then very little on the other section of wall to the south of the stairs. I mean, if we were to come up with a foot, to remove a foot from the water and pull it up and pile it back on what's there, or remove it.
No,
Are you talking, you're gonna take the stone out, or you're gonna pile it up?
He has to remove the stone that is,
Well, he was just talking about pulling it back in the water and piling it up. That's two different things.
Architecturally, I would not recommend pulling it back and piling it up, because then you're gonna lose the aesthetic value of the wall, because they covered one block. If you look along the wall, they covered one block, and the blocks are 16 inches high. So one block is completely covered, the second block is exposed. And it's pretty symmetrical all the way around. So my recommendation would be to remove a foot of stone and use it elsewhere on the site, whether it's up by where they're gonna put the patio in as fill, they can do that. But remove it, not pull it up.
Matt,
Yes, Dicky.
what do you suggest, or what are you thinking?
so again, we have some changes that were made to the plan. We have some changes that are being proposed. We have areas where it was shown the orders of conditions were exceeded. Reopening the hearing and doing the amendment, sending the copies to DEP is the best way to go as far as procedure here.
Yep, okay. That's what we have to do anyway. Because we are amending the order of conditions, so the DEP does have to see what we're gonna amend. Or what they want to amend, I should say.
Correct. So my whole thing is if this were done basically without an order of conditions, we could do actually for enforcement. We could say nice wall, rip it, start over and file an order of conditions. The end result would be we'd still do something under enforcement and make a remedial action under an order of conditions. But you already have an existing order of conditions on file. You have deviations from the plan. Some of the deviations actually look positive because the wall's been pulled back. So what you wind up having is an expansion of land underwater. But that expansion of land underwater was taken up by the riprap that's on the bottom. So now the riprap has been basically semi-quantified by the as-built location on the plan, which, while I'm on that subject, I've got to thank the engineer for his speed in getting us this as-built. You know, it's one thing to go out and take shots, but basically re-overlaying all this data and coming up with all the calculations to make sure that this data is applied accurately can be difficult and time-consuming. So I do appreciate the speed at which they got it. You know, you got it out here. The best procedure to protect the applicant's interests, the commission's interests, the interests of the Wetland Protection Act in the town is to do the amended order. This is fairly straightforward at this point. I don't think we need to belabor it. I simply think we need to advise the applicant, you've got your plans done. The detail looks satisfactory. We have it quantified. You have to consider how taking out the rock is going to affect an amendment. If you want to leave the rock in there, you're going to have to ask that on the amendment. I'm not guaranteeing that that's going to happen because the commission doesn't want any fill being put in the bottom, but that's something that's going to have to be examined by DEP. DEP has a copy of the enforcement order because by procedure, when we issue the enforcement order, we copy DEP, and anything that happens on a lake or on a lake wall or on a lake bottom gets their attention. So they're going to want to make sure that they have a chance to look at these plans and everybody weighs in on this properly. The only way we're going to be able to do this properly is to have the order of conditions amended. So that's my recommendation. I mean, that's it. There's really nothing more I can add here.
Okay. So you want us to vote here tonight to, well, we don't have what they're gonna bring forward for amendments right now.
You don't have to vote. You don't have to vote on anything as far as the actual plan goes.
Right.
The only thing I will recommend a vote on is that you request the applicant under the enforcement order to file an amendment.
Right, correct.
For his order
Right.
conditions.
So I mean, we don't have the amendments in front of us, what he's asking for. So the only thing we can ask him is to request an amendment.
Correct, and then we can evaluate it from there.
Right. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, is there anybody that's gonna oversee the work so that it doesn't happen again, so that nobody has to come up, you know?
Matt has been out there before.
Somebody out there when the work is done, so that, like I say, this happened once, it could happen again, who knows, you know?
But-
And we don't wanna be involved, you know?
No,
We
but
wanna
but the
go on.
approval wouldn't happen if it doesn't get done.
What's that?
The approval wouldn't happen
Okay.
if it doesn't get done.
Thank you, I didn't know.
Yeah.
fully.
No, it's okay.
Thank you.
So we would not approve the work that he would do it. Is somebody gonna stand there while they're doing it? No, I'm not gonna stand there. I don't think Matt is. But that's that's why they hired him, to make sure that whoever's there is gonna do it. And
Right.
that's between the applicant and their engineer. Then he's gonna have to submit to us what they did for the amendment. He's gonna have to show it on the plan, what we have, and then, then we'll vote on the amendment,
For explaining that. Appreciate it.
okay?
I make a motion that we ask the applicant to amend the order conditions to reflect the wall, the
Work.
riprap and the work that was done on the stairs.
A second.
Okay, a motion was made and seconded to request the applicant to amend their existing order of conditions to show what they are proposing to do to the existing site work that was done. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Unanimous. So if you have any questions of what you need to do, Mr. Balsich, you can call Matt. I'm sure you have Matt's number.
Oh, a couple questions I have.
Sure.
On that amendment, I will include the patio, the walk, and the boat ramp.
Whatever you're gonna do there, yes. Right?
Thank you.
Whatever he needs.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, Steve, you think you'll have this, will you have this done for the next meeting?
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to, I'm just,
Yeah, I'm gonna have them come for the next meeting, so I gotta make letters.
okay.
And the letter, the plan's gonna stay the same, because, and then we'll discuss how much they gotta pull out.
Okay.
That would be September 28th for the next meeting, correct?
I didn't hear. What did you say, Matt?
He said.
September 28th, right?
28? Yes, yep. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Okay, next on the agenda is approval of the minutes for August 17th.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept the minutes for August 17th, 2022 as presented.
Second.
Motion was made and seconded to accept the minutes of August 17th meeting minutes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Unanimous. Okay, Sue, anything else? No? Okay, motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn at 6:57. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Unanimous.